Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jason. You're watching Bass and RC 24/7. All right. So we're looking at my mbx7 Eco Buggy. Now I've been racing for close to a year, I guess. Probably had 8, 7, 8, 9 races. I only race locally here at my local track as of yet. I have not traveled to any other tracks. But I anticipate that I probably likely will here, in the near future. Um, my driving has gotten, a whole lot better. It's still not, where I want it to be, but that I've learned a whole lot this past year. Racing and talking with a lot of the guys, hanging out with them, at the track. Seeing their setups, and getting some help from several people, which all you guys have been helping me out. I really appreciate that. All right, well, I'm making this video today because I just got something in the mail, a new motor. The reason I ordered a new motor is not because the one I have is gone bad or anything. Actually, I did a bearing went out in the last race, like 7 minutes into the main. I think the front of the motor, the front bearing in the motor went out. So I took it apart, changed it out. There was some slight damage, I guess, from it not the bearing having gone out. The rotor just kind of spinning in there and kind of knocking against the sides or whatever. So anyway, it still works. I put a new bearing in it. Everything, it still works. But when I spin it, it's got a little bit of a. It just has a different feel. Doesn't feel real smooth like it did when it was new. You can looking at this motor, you can see it's been used. This thing's pretty beat up looking now. All right, so this was a 2000 kV. Let's see. If I can get my phone to focus. All right, there it goes. It's a 4076 size 2000 kV brushless motor. All right, so something I've learned recently. When I first got into the 8-scale racing, I really just didn't know any. It didn't really. I was you learn as you go. So anyway, what I've kind of come to learn is that this is a truggy sized motor. So it's probably a little overpowered, for electric buggy application. It worked good for me, I think. But anyway, so being that the bearing went out, maybe this motor is going to be going soon, I figured I'd get a new one. So hold up, and I'll show you what I got. All right, so there it is. So yeah, obviously I went with Ghoul RC. That's kind of the motors that I've used for everything. They are definitely very cheap, but they're also high in quality. This motor, actually, these motors here, both of them are actually they're I guess they're probably made at the same plant, I imagine, but there's a brand called Hobby Star, I think, and they sell these motors in a black color, and they're a bit more expensive, probably. For this one right here, I think this one would probably be like 80, 85 bucks. I think this one's probably around 70, 75. But anyway, it's the same exact thing. Even the ESCs they sell are the same exact. So just rebranded. All right, so you'll notice that this motor, the new one, is a little bit shorter than the original one. So I'm hoping, with getting this new smaller motor, I'm hoping that it will smooth out, my the driving a little bit on the track. So we're going to see. I'm going to get this thing in there and get out to the track hopefully soon. I think we've got a race coming up in a week and a half, I think. The last race was canceled. So yeah, right now it's been raining for past few days. Today's a beautiful day though, but it's been raining the past several days, so I know the track's gonna be in bad shape. It's really nice out today actually, but yeah, I don't feel like going out the track and trying to push all the water off. So I am going to get this thing in there, and after I get it installed, I'll come back on here and show you guys what I've done. All right, hold up. All right, so I've gotten the motor installed. I've gotten the pinion gear put on there. I've gotten the mesh set. Recently, after I had a plastic spur gear fail, got chewed up or whatever. So while I was at a race, so I asked around if anybody's, any of the other racers had a spur gear that I could use or buy or something, and they had a guy had a steel spur gear. So I went ahead and got that from him. I think he gave it to me. Anyway, so I originally had aluminum pinion gears. So those, I used that for that day, and it was the steel spur gear was really just chewing through those. So I went ahead and I generally run a 16 tooth pinion. I find that that's pretty much a sweet spot for me. So I went ahead and ordered a hardened steel 16 tooth. I think it was a Hobby Star, and it's starting to show some wear and damage also. So maybe I have had the mesh too tight or something. I don't know if anybody has any idea, what that is, but or if anybody knows what kind of pinion gears work well with these steel spur gears, please put it in the comments, and I appreciate it. All right, so I've also picked up a new wing. Let's see what else. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this thing plugged up, and I'll be back. All right, so I've got everything installed and hooked up, and I've gave it a couple test throttle squeezes here on the bench, and this motor certainly is. I can tell already, just because I will have it up here on this stand and hit the throttle, every so often, just to see how everything's running, right before a race or something, and I can just already tell that that this motor is faster. It's responding faster. It seems to be a little quicker, which the kV is just a little bit higher. This is a 2050 kV. So I really don't think that'll make a difference, but it's just a brand new motor, but it is smaller, so it won't obviously have quite as much power and torque as the other motor did. So we'll have to see how it does, but I'm really impressed with the quality and the fit and finish. So everything looks good. Another thing, I'm not sure if I've showed this yet. I know I don't make many videos, so I just don't even remember. But I got this new receiver and transmitter. All right, guys. So squeeze the throttle a few times so you guys can see it. Alright guys, pretty badass. Alright guys, well if y'all got any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all have a good holiday season, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.